Make sure you bring a sample.
So we are back with a brand new episode of Cincinnati Stingers MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17. Last episode we went sim another season of the Stingers MyLEAGUE, and we had our best season of franchise history, picking up 56 wins in a season, but unfortunately we were kicked out of the second round by the Philadelphia 76ers. This year we came back bigger, badder, and stronger. Jason Tatum his overall went up a bit. Our man, we signed DeMarcus Cousins in the free agency at center, and with Lynn Morgan, obviously his overall went up a bit. He's a great power forward in this league, and the slam dunk first overall pick, Francis Jenkins. So this season we're gonna go rename our court sideline thing to So Good It Stings. As our point guard we have Nick Cheeks, shooting guard we have Shane Wheeler at 91 overall, Jason Tatum at 90 overall at small forward, Lynn Morgan 82 overall at power, Marcus Cousins at center. Our sixth man is Francis Jenkins, a small forward, first overall pick last year, 82 overall. Nerlens Noel 81 overall at seventh man. Scallop this year, Norman Powell, Bryce Johnson, our man Jordan Clarkson, who was on the Hornets I believe, Alex Sweetney, and Goodwin. So we had an NBA champion in our man Jordan Clarkson, so he might be able to lead our team in the right direction this year. So right now we are at obviously 0-0 record. We have 27 million in the hole this year. We have to win it all, as we start off 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Obviously these inflated scores just based on the the shot clock was dropped down in 20 seconds, but now 15-6. We're second in the Eastern Conference, obviously because the 76ers are amazing this game. But 24, 25, 27, 28. We have so many wins. We literally matched our win total from like a few years ago back in the day. So I mean, our wins, we're winning so many games this season. It's unbelievable. Right now, number one in the East by 2 games there from the 76ers. I don't know why the 76ers are so good. They literally have Ben Simmons and nobody else. And Ben Simmons leads them to like 40 plus wins every season, but 45, 46 wins already, and it's all-star break. So I mean, that's crazy. Only 10 losses. We're doing very well so far in this season, exactly how I want it to be. But Dallas 15-40. Our records are almost reversed there when it comes to Dallas. But right now, our Eastern Conference All-Stars, we have Shane Wheeler, Nick Cheeks, second All-Star year in a row as he was an All-Star in his rookie year. West All-Stars, we have Steph Curry, we have D'Angelo Russell, plus we have LeBron James in the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Francis Jenkins is in the dunk contest in his rookie year. 3-point contest, we have our man Shane Wheeler, and the stars, we have our man Nick Cheeks and Francis Jenkins in the stars contest. So I mean, Nick Cheeks, 2-time All-Star, and he's still in the stars contest, but Nick Cheeks fifth in MVP voting. Ben Simmons number 1 with a double-double average on the season, but rookie of the year so far is Francis Jenkins. Dwight Guerrero is 6th man defensive player of the year, Ruben Karen, and that's about it. So I mean, after the great start of the season, we got to pick it up and play very well in the second half of the season. Right now, we already clinched the playoff spot, and it's already like March. We're going into April, we won 60 games, 62, 63, and we're going to simulate the last game against the Lakers. 63 wins so far on the season. It's so insane, but we're here. We have a bad first half, but we finish off clutch, putting up 47 points in the third quarter, and Nick Cheeks gets a double-double in the game. 28 points, 13 assists, 4 steals. A great game by Nick Cheeks there, but we win this one and make it 64 wins on the season. A great season by us. I mean, our best season in franchise history, plus the best season in the NBA. But D'Angelo Russell, 40 points though. Gotta respect that out of him. 28.8 points per game for him. But Ben Simmons is your MVP this season. Francis Jenkins is Rookie of the Year. Dwight Guerrero is 6th Man of the Year. Ruben Cannon is the Defensive Player of the Year. Coach of the Year is Kevin McHale, though, of the Stingers. I mean, that's pretty good. But all NBA first team, no Stingers. Second team, no Stingers. Third team, no Stingers on your team. It's getting so disrespected. It's unbelievable. Shane Wheeler should be an all NBA this year, but at least he's an all defensive first team on there. Is Shane Wheeler. All rookie first team, you have Francis Jenkins. So at least 2 Stingers appear on there, but come on, we have to be on the all-NBA team. And look at our lineup, almost all on fire except DeMarcus Cousins going into the playoffs. I like this. But it looks like Jason Tatum is out with a torn right Achilles. He was out for most of the season for day-to-day right now in the playoffs. But Norman Powell out for the season completely. We cannot go without him in the playoffs. He is so good as a 6th man last year. It's hard to see him go in this season right now. But number 1 in the Eastern Conference to finish off the season. Dallas 26-56 to finish off the season. So I mean, you can see the roles. We're way better than Dallas, obviously. And remember, Dallas used to be good in this game, but they're number 1 in power rankings in every single one going into the playoffs. But when it comes to league leaders in the NBA season, obviously we are man Dame, 37 points per game. But 10th in the league is Shane Wheeler, 25.6 points per game. And all the way down there in 29th is Nick Cheeks with 20.7. So I mean, Nick Cheeks 20.07. or 20.7 on there, and averaging like 8.2 assists. That's pretty cool to see that. But going into the injury report though, we do have Derrick Rose, ruptured left Achilles. I mean, it's expected when it's Derrick Rose. But when going into the rest of these though, a few big injuries like Kevin Durant, broken right wrist, 2 to 4 weeks with the Nuggets. So I mean, the Nuggets getting screwed over there with Kevin Durant, their best player out there. They won the championship a few years back. They're facing the San Antonio Spurs in the first round. We're facing the Chicago Bulls in our own division. Bulls obviously had Javon Erickson out 2 to 4 weeks, who was picked, I believe, first before Lynn Morgan. So Lynn Morgan get back at the Bulls. We're not selecting them with the 3rd overall pick. But when it comes to the Bulls record, or the Bulls team, they have Jimmy Butler, Hassan Whiteside, and that's basically about it. And they're both terrible overalls or versions of Hassan Whiteside and Jimmy Butler too. So game 1 of the series here, we're going to take game 1 obviously in Cincinnati. Game 2, we take game 2 to go up 2-0 here in the series. Game 3 of this first round, obviously Jason Tatum, the second game of the series, came back and put up 31 points, 13 rebounds, for double-double in his return. So only played 3 games during the regular season, then went out with a left torn Achilles, and now he's back 3-0 lead. We're going to go simcast his last game. And yeah, we're gonna go and rope these. Actually, no, we only won by 5 points and beat the Chicago Bulls in the first round with a sweep. So we sweep the Bulls in the first round, but we had actually a pretty good first round against the Bulls. And now moving on to the Milwaukee Bucks in the second round, we have no injuries. We have 1 injury, Norman Powell, compared to their 0. And that's another division rival as we beat the the Chicago Bulls in the last round. And now we're facing another division opponent. But when it comes to this, they had the Defensive Player of the Year, Ruben Cannon. And that's basically about it when it comes to good players on the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to go and take game 1 here in Cincinnati. Game 2 of this series, we're going to go and simulate this one. Make it a 2-0 series. We're up 2-0 here against the Milwaukee Bucks. In that game, Shane Wheeler put up 20 points. Tatum put up 13 and 10, I believe. And on this one, obviously Guerrero put up 26. Shane Wheeler put up 33. And we won 130-111, and now we're up 3-0 here in this series. And yeah, we're going to take this win 136-112 to move on to the next round. So Shea Wheeler puts up 35 points in the last game of the series. He's clutch as always. Right now he's at least my NBA MVP, or at least in the playoffs. So now moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals against, guess who, the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets, we have 2 injuries compared to them. We have Jordan Clarkson and Norman Powell out, but the Hornets, they have actually a pretty bad team, but their team somehow wins games. I think it's due to their depth. Their depth when it comes to their bench. Their bench is probably one of the best in the NBA, just based on overall and how good they are. So in game 1, we take game 1 here in Cincinnati. Game 2 of the series, we're going to take game 2, so now 2-0 series lead for the Cincinnati Stingers. But check out this game. Wheeler put up 22 points, Jenkins put up 20, Cheeks put up 18 and 11 when it comes to assists, so a double-double for Cheeks, and we're doing very well so far in this series. Now 2-0 lead here. We have some game 3. They take game 3 to put up 2-1 series. Now game 4, they put up another W to make it a 2-2 series, which all tied up at 2 apiece here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now what do you want? We're gonna go simcast this one in this game, and we're going to take this one 104-101, a 3-point win by us in that game. So clutch as Wheeler puts up 26, 6 and 13 shooting, 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, and 11 for 11 when it comes to free throws. Free throws are so clutch, but Kid Gilchrist puts up 17, and now we're up 3-2 in the series. We cannot choke this lead. So now let's hopefully go and take this W, and we do 102-89, and moving on to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. So the Cincinnati Stingers make the NBA Finals the first time in their best season so far. It's great to see that. We're facing off against the San Antonio Spurs, who beat the Suns 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals. They have Nikola Mirotic out on 2 weeks. We had Norman Powell out for the season. But their lineup, they have Zach LaVine, they have obviously Kawhi Leonard, and their bench is not even that good compared to Charlotte. So what are the heavy favorites to win this one? We got to go and win this NBA Finals. Our lineup: Cheeks 84 overall, Shane Wheeler 91, Jenkins 83, Lynn Morgan 83, DeMarcus Cousins 83, Jason Tatum 88, and the rest. Our bench is way better than their bench when it comes to overall. So game 1 of this game, we're going to go and simcast all these games. And they take game 1 116-102 final. So they take game 1 here in Cincinnati. We obviously LaVine 34 points. He was barely guarded at all in that game, but Wheeler puts up 26, Cheeks 21. They're up 1-0 here in the series. We got to make a comeback here. Still in Cincinnati here, we take game 2 124-107, so we win this one by 14, but Wheeler puts up 23, Tatum but the double-double 20 and 10, and Jenkins 20 points on there, and looks like Cheeks puts up double-double 13 and 10 when it comes to assists. So we take this game, Kawhi Leonard 27 points, Zach LaVine 19, now a 1-1 series. They're all tied up at 1 apiece. Going to San Antonio here, we gotta take this game in San Antonio if you want to win this finals. and they're gonna go take this game 123-107 in San Antonio. They're up 2-1 here in the series. Wheeler puts up 35 in a losing effort against the Spurs, whereas Kawhi puts up 24 in the W. So they're up 2-1 here in this lead. We gotta make them joke a 2-1 lead, as we're still in San Antonio, but we take this win 137-89. We destroy their team completely. We go 34, 13, and 10 for the first triple-double of the season, and at least in the playoffs for the Hornets, for the Stingers. And now we're up, and this is gonna make this one a 2-2 game here, 2-2 finals, as they're going back to Cincinnati. We destroy them once again, 140-112. We're up 3-2 here in the NBA Finals. Wheeler puts up a number of points, and our team actually plays very well against Zach LaVine and Kawhi Leonard. So the rest of the team, they're really not doing that well when it comes to the Spurs, whereas Kawhi Leonard and Zach LaVine in a galaxy of their own. Now going back to San Antonio, we gotta win this one in San Antonio if we want to win the NBA Finals. And like they have a great second quarter, and they did not look back as they win this win 115-105. So we win by 10 points, and now it's all tied up at 3 apiece. We're going to a Game 7 here in the NBA Finals. So the Spurs a great game. So we're going to a Game 7 here in the NBA Finals. Cincinnati Stingers versus the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs won so many championships. The Cincinnati Stingers, not a single one to their credit so far in their franchise history. And we're in Cincinnati here. We have the opportunity to win our first NBA Finals in franchise history. We could start off with a great start. 33 points in the first quarter. We win that one. In the second quarter, they have a slight comeback. We win the second quarter. 32 points there for us. And in the third quarter, they start making a comeback here.
A very capable replacement. And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
On the court for San Antonio, we've got Kawhi Leonard. LaVine is out there with Murray. And it's Delgado in at the center, filling out the middle. And they've done it, the new NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying, Clark, this NBA championship moment.
Well, Kevin, it's awesome to be here to witness what happened tonight.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy. I mean, there is no better champion the league could have asked for.
And a pleasure here at 2K Sports to be with you all season long. Good night, everyone.
So Tatum puts up 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists in the Game 7 victory. And man, we played so well in this game. All our players stepped up. We played exactly how we should have and won this Game 7. But Zach LaVine put up a great game, 29 points, but your Cincinnati Stingers have won the NBA Finals. So first Finals and franchise win here, man. That's crazy to see. And your man Shane Wheeler is the Finals MVP, as you saw in the gameplay. So Shane Wheeler, great season by him. Even better postseason, 27.7 points per game. We'll also get a look at the regular season stats for the season. Obviously, Shane Wheeler led us in points per game with 25 points per game. He had a great season for us. I thought for sure he'd be MVP, but I guess Ben Simmons is a lot better to his team than Shane Wheeler ever was, even though Shane Wheeler basically led us to a title this season. League leaders in points per game in the regular season. Obviously, we do have a few players up there in Butler, but I mean, our team, great season. We won the NBA championship. Let's go to the player retirements. LeBron James retired. Chris Paul retired. Dwight Howard. Obviously, LeBron walks away as one of the greatest players of all time. 7 MVPs. He had 20 points per game in his last season with Cleveland. So, I mean, you gotta respect that of a veteran, but it's time for me to move on. It's the end of my career. So, I mean, LeBron, great game, but great career by him, obviously. He's a 7-time MVP, 2009, 2010, 2012, 13, 18, 19, and 20. So, a three-peat there. When it comes to MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in this franchise mode. So, LeBron, great career. See you later. Now, Chris Paul, he had not too bad of a career, I guess. 70% overall to end off his career, 14.1 points per game. But Chris Paul looks like his numbers obviously going to be retired by the Clippers, and he might be a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure if he will, but he might be. 11-time All-Star, obviously was never MVP. But going on to the rest of the player retirements, we do have DeMar DeRozan retired as a member of the Warriors. 70 overall. I don't know how he got down to that low. But Jeremy Lin's on there, Yai, G-Lan. Obviously, Yai was on our team back in the day. I think we drafted him too in the expansion draft. So 12.4 points per game for the first season with Cincinnati. But going on to the rest of the players, we have Tyler Zell retired too, was a member of Cincinnati Stingers back in the day. Going on to the rest of them, we have Festus Ezeli though too. Obviously Festus was a member of the Stingers for one season, 16-17. So I mean, a lot of former Stingers retiring this year, and we won a championship, so I like to see that. But we also have Bohan Bogdanovic, but we did not get him back in the day. Anyone else here? And it doesn't really look like it for player retirements. But going on to the rest of the things, we have Hall of Fame inductees with LeBron, Chris Paul, and Dwight Howard all inducted into the Hall of Fame. So all Hall of Famers, glad to see them go, as it's a new era of NBA basketball. But going on to the number of retirements, you have Chris Paul, LeBron, DeMar DeRozan by the Raptors, Dwight Howard, LeBron, and Marc Gasol. So great numbers retired there. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan, number 10, retired by the Raptors. It's cool to see that. But right now, rules of me approved. We do have players eligible for the NBA draft once you reach 18 years of age. And the bonus thing is changed there when it comes to fouls in a game. So going to the draft lottery, we do not have a top draft pick here in the draft lottery. Let's go ahead and send this one. And the Golden State Warriors are getting it the first overall pick in the draft. So going on to staff signings though, and we signed Cuba Gooding as our head scout for this year. But going on draft combine and all that kind of stuff, we're going to skip that because we do not have a top pick. We have the 31st overall pick because we won the NBA championship. But going on to the draft here, I'll see you right after this one.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Sean Watkins from the University of Virginia. We have a trade to announce. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Dick Hoffman from the University of Washington. We have a trade to announce. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Brooklyn Nets select James Carson from the University of Memphis. We have a trade to announce. The 31st pick in the NBA draft, Ricky Childress from the Ohio State University.
So in the draft, I don't know why Sean Watkins was traded so much. He was the first overall pick, obviously best player of the draft. He was traded like 2 or 3 times in the top 5. I don't know why they did that. It was crazy. The Warriors, they drafted him first overall, then traded him for the second overall pick. I mean, this is just a big mess when it comes to CPU drafting players. But going on to our 31st overall pick, we do have Childress, 65 overall, 21 years old, not too bad. But signing players, we're going to go and offer minimum to Scala this year. He actually wants a minimum in this one. I'm surprised, but we're going to offer him $2 million anyway. So you'll accept it. We're obviously going to send minimum to Norm Powell, Sweetney, Goodwin, Johnson, and Stone. So I mean, it's great to see all these players coming back, especially a minimum too, so we can go and sign them. But free agents, we do have Otto Porter, we do have Brandon Ingram out there at 87 overall. So I mean, great free agency class, but we do not need anybody and we're obviously going to sign everybody there, as our team is great when it comes to signing players. So everyone's coming back for the next season. It's great to see that happening for the team. Going to player progression, we do have our man K Felder 72 overall. We do have Cheeks 85 overall, but Felder's going to have to go as too many players on our franchise. But Norm Powell dropped to 71 overall after having that lower leg stress fracture last year. So I mean, Norm, I want to keep him on this franchise just based on he was original draft choice by the draft in the day. But anyway, our starting lineup for next year will be Nick Cheeks, Shane Wheeler, Jason Tatum, Lynn Morgan, DeMarcus Cousins, Francis Jenkins, Nerlens Noel, Damian Jones. Who else on here? We do have Skella Bissier, Diamond Stone, Alex Sweetney, Archie Goodwin, Clarkson, Powell, and Davenport. But anyway, again, I guess this is it off here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Stingers franchise mode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.